How are you feeling, particularly Commonwealth Games?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling ready to go. I think the biggest challenge here will be managing the conditions. It's not probably going to be the hottest, or also having an open stadium with wind factor. It's going to be interesting. So I think the biggest thing here will be who can manage the conditions the best. But I'm ready for it. I think coming from New Zealand, we're prepared for these kind of conditions. So yeah.
I was going to say, how much of an impact does that have? Unpredictable weather, I guess, is probably common.
Yeah, weather definitely, conditions definitely have a big factor in sprinting. But like I said, we're ready for it, and I think I've had enough preparation throughout my journey to be good to go.
Any key takeaways from Birmingham?
It's more just the experience of a big major, and I think I've banked enough experience now to be at a major. I think one of the big differences this year is not having the village. Being in a hotel with all the other athletics people, it feels very similar to a World Champs. And it just keeps it low harm and, less distractions, which is quite nice and easier to lock in. Everything's very close. The dining hall is just down the lift. Treatment is right there. There's no walking around a big village, which is quite nice. And yeah, can just roll around and make it feel similar to a World Champs, which, yeah, like I said, I've got a lot of experience with.
Have you observed like a keen interest in how you were tracking and your performance? You know, are you feeling like there's a lot of support for how you fare at Glasgow?
Yeah, I've had a very good consistent season. I would say that my win normalised times have been the best season yet. And what I mean by that is with all of my performances, we calculate my time down to a wind zero factor, and so obviously some races you get tailwinds, some you get headwinds, but to compare them truly against each other you need a wind to normalise them. And so yeah, this has been the best, most consistent season, so I'm really looking forward to going into Glasgow. Like I said before, I don't think the conditions are going to be the best. It's looking like it's going to be cold, which is a huge factor in sprinting. It's also an open-ended stadium, so we could get a crazy tail or we could get a crazy headwind.
So you've kind of explored all types of scenarios and circumstances.
I think for me, like, a major is all about the placing that you get. I don't think time should matter at a major. So it's more about the placing, I think.
So how do you feel like you've grown as an athlete since Birmingham?
I just think more experience in knowing what I need to pull from my toolbox to be prepared for a major. I think coming into my second Commonwealth Games, it won't feel like such a big, overwhelming deal, because when I made it in 2022, I didn't know if I'd get another chance coming to a Commonwealth Games, and so when you feel pressure that this could be the last time, it just adds an overwhelming emotion to the Games. I think coming in this time, I can just relax and take the pressure away and bank on the fact that I've had a lot of experience coming in, and just trust my processes, know that I've had a lot of experience tapping into my toolbox of things that work for me, and I've got great support around me, and I'm ready to go.
When you talk about that toolbox, is that more from the mental side of things when it comes up to how you warm up, how you prepare for the start line? Yeah,
it's just routines really. It's like knowing the things that work for me in the morning of, the day before, the training sequence that we do in the lead up to the Games, even down to today, the next day and the day before, and then what to do to manage my energy between those rounds, because all going well, I make the final hopefully, and it's like, how do you manage the nervous system in between those races and bring it back down and then get ready to come back up? How do you keep the body warm? How do you keep it fresh between those rounds? Just tapping into the things that I know work for me.
And you mentioned the conditions there, obviously. I mean, all of the athletes compete in the same conditions.
Exactly.
Is there an argument that you might be at something of a disadvantage because of the weather we get in New Zealand compared to, say, the Caribbean nations?
I don't think it's a disadvantage for us at all. Like I said, I think we're prepared as Kiwis. We've run in places like Dunedin. I did the Nationals in 10 degrees and ran one of my quickest times a couple of years ago. So I'm definitely ready for the cold. I did Oslo in what was probably 10 degrees and ran an 11:03, I think it was. So I think I'm definitely used to the cold, and so I can play to that advantage a bit more. Others might not be, but I don't know about everyone else's experience, but that's something that's outside of my control, and I just have to do what I know works for me.
How would it feel to win the medal here in Glasgow?
It would be unreal. I just think back to when I was a kid taking part in the sport, and Glasgow was actually on in 2014, and so I was in high school at that time, and at that point in time in my life, New Zealand was trying to qualify for a 4x1 relay, and at that time it was sort of the belief that relay would be the only path for me into a major games and not an individual, and so to now be in a position where I'm competing individually and going for a medal, going for finals and big things like that, it's pretty exciting. And I think if I were to look back on teenager Zoe, she'd just be in awe of where I'm at now. Yeah.